What is going on, my lovely ladies and gentlemen of the world? In honor of the game that is burying itself, we're going to do a replay theater. Now, I am not going to be picky about these. I am just going to go through them, and I'm going to take them. Now, thankfully, the very first one's an Enkidu match, which we got to love. We got to enjoy that. That being said, I will dodge if I see a repeat character. I am going to dodge that, because I want to try to get as many unique characters as I can, but I'm not going to be picky, you know, like, oh, it's Batista, I don't want to see that. It's Phonon, I don't want to see that. I'm not going to be doing any of that. We're just going to sit here, and we're going to enjoy. Actually, I don't know. Do I need to... Actually, I'm not sure. I'm going to turn the game audio down a little bit, because I can't remember if this one was balanced or not. So just to err on the safe side, I am going to... That was a little weird. I mean, I only put it down by, like, a single decibel, so it's not... If it was already fine, it shouldn't, like, destroy it. Well, this Enkidu is getting fucked up. Which is what you expect when you see somebody pick Enkidu. I watch, what's his name? Like, Hyde Gaming or something like that? Like, he posts, like, pro, I don't know if it's tournament play or what, but it's Japanese arcade gameplay. And, I shouldn't say pro, I don't know if it's tournament or not. So it tends to be pretty high level, and so I always pay attention. I don't really watch much of it, because most of it features characters, like, I see a ton of, well, just a bunch, most of the time, the characters that are getting played are characters that I don't particularly care for. But I do pay attention, I look for Enkidu. I have not seen a single Enkidu match on that channel where the Enkidu has not just gotten bodied. And he posts like 3-hour-long videos, and I see in the description, like, oh, one of the players is an Enkidu player, cool, let me look for the Enkidu matches. And it's always only one, and the Enkidu always gets destroyed, mercilessly. Like, there was even one video with Notes, who is, like, the best Carmine player, period, in this game, who he picked up Enkidu for a little bit. And so he plays, like, halfway through this 3-hour video, plays one match with Enkidu, gets annihilated. He just got straight bodied. There's no other way to put it. And then he comes back later on and goes on, like, an 8-game win streak with Carmine. Just immediately gave up Enkidu and started winning. It makes me so damn sad. Because this character, his moveset is so amazing, but he is just not... He's not a good character in any way, shape, or form. But he did manage to win that second round, so why? I mean, it's fine if you're gonna pop that and get a kill and get like or maybe you get a nasty setup, just an absolutely disgusting, damn near unblockable, if not actually unblockable, because Seth does have those setup. Is he gonna die? I think he's gonna die. I think he's dead. So, that's very coincidental that I was just talking about the unblockable that Seth has. That he actually did the move that was unblockable, but it was honestly probably the worst unblockable setup I've ever seen a Seth attempt to do, and it went exactly as you might expect that particular setup to go. Oh my god. Unbelievable. That was very sad to see. But yeah, so you can use that aerial grab because you saw a little bit of delay, which obviously the Enkidu reacted to that. The entire point of using that move, you can set it up so you can react to it, sure, but it is unblockable. You're stuck in block stun, so you can't do anything about it except for potentially alpha. I was gonna say, like, trying to play footsies with Hyde doesn't seem like the brightest of ideas. And I'm surprised the Hyde didn't play more aggressively there to go for potential whiff punishes. It certainly seemed like he should have been able to get them. Yeah, that is safe. I wonder why he didn't go for a full combo there. Yeah, this is Wagner. Very, I mean, I shouldn't say this is Wagner. This is very much emblematic of this entire game. in general. Very, one of the single most momentum heavy games I've seen in my life. Where like once you're put on the defensive, it is very, very difficult to get out against somebody that actually has really practiced their offense and is able to react. Because every option that you have is pretty much reactable. And so it basically comes down to like the person that's on the offensive side, they almost have to make a mistake. More so than like really good defense is going to get you out. Which I think a lot of people would consider to be somewhat of a flaw, which I wouldn't entirely disagree with. And I think that's actually probably a very big cause of why like a lot of people seem to get this game, like they hear about it, they hear good things said about it, they get it and they drop it almost immediately because it's so difficult to tell, like, when was it like I just got blown up by like 50 seconds straight of blocking. When was it my turn? When could I have done something there? It's not an easy thing to do in this game. I mean, you saw, like, the Wagner ran that entire first round. Just very much controlled the entire round. Made the Hyde look pathetic. And now the Hyde ends the match with a perfect. That's how this game rolls, man. You only need to have slightly decent offense to be able to run people through the floor. On the contrary, you need to have godlike defense to be able to protect yourself against people that are trying to run you through the floor. And that can rub a lot of people the wrong way because, as I've stated many times throughout many of these videos, most people don't have very good defense by nature. That move is so damn good. Ooh, good counter, I dig it. That was a really good reaction. If it was a reaction. It's possible he was just mashing it out and praying, but I'm gonna give him the props for the reaction. The bail off. That's actually probably the most successful defensive option I've seen. You wouldn't think it is. That was actually really good. You wouldn't think of it because, I mean, it's kind of slow. It's not as good as most reversals, and obviously reversals get baited out a lot, but people don't really try to bait stuff out in this game. And so a lot of the time, stuff like that will just hit people because they want to hit buttons and they want to run their offense because that's what this game is all about. So Veil Off is definitely a tool you should get very accustomed to using. The break. So in this game, if you are unaware, you're actually on advantage. You actually have advantage if you break if you tech a throw. If you break a tech. So basically, the person that initiates the throw, if it gets teched, is -7. And so like you can't get punished out of it, but obviously it's not your turn anymore. You don't get to tech a throw and get put back in neutral and just continue on your merry way. There is a downside to being predictable with your throws. That being said, I do think this game has one of the less reactable in terms of throw speed. Like, it's not one frame like Guilty Gear, but I don't think it's also like 15 or something like Blaze Blues. Although now that I think about it, was that throw yellow? It might have been. Yeah. It's another really strong mechanic. Being able to grid shift. It just freezes the screen and you got to see, like, she's doing something. That's a free counter for me. So those are probably, I would say Veil Off and Grid Shift are probably your two most important defensive options. Grid Shift is also one of your most important offensive options at the same time. That's seriously 2 Enkidu. I just noticed there's 2 Enkidu Seth matches. I'm gonna have to skip it. As much as I want to see Enkidu. I did say no repeat, or at least try to avoid repeat characters. Like, I'm not just gonna completely dodge all of them, but one that's the exact same matchup we already saw. Not really worth it. Bad whiff. And you definitely never want to give Gordeau offensive advantage if you can help it. I'm so surprised he did not actually get anything there. So now you're in the corner against Gordeau. I think she's dead if she gets hit. Oh my god! Reversal, the reversal! He screwed up though. I don't know what he tried to go for. If he was trying to stagger, if he was trying to bait something out, but he got his legs clipped and now Eltnum has the corner. She just got popped by a 2C? Wow. This has been a roller coaster. I can't believe she just got bopped by a 2C out of nowhere. She gets a full combo? I didn't know that. Eltnum's like sleeper tier of goodness. Whereas like nobody acknowledges her as the best. Like she's not S tier, so she's not in that conversation. But she's still like she's the Jin of this game. She's just super solid. Kind of underestimated almost. I don't think anybody underestimates Jin anymore, but they used to. They used to kind of just consider him to be the scrub character. But they never really talked about him in terms of his overall quality or never really considered him this huge threat that he's always been. And now people kind of are. Finrich has basically forced them single-handedly to acknowledge Jin as being a top-tier character in every version of BlazBlue. And I think Eltnum's there in this game too, where she doesn't come across necessarily as that level of strong. And I certainly wouldn't argue for her inclusion to S tier, but she's still just an incredibly all-around great character. She also has one of the only meterless reversals in this game. Not many characters have them. I think Nanase's is invulnerable as well. Hyde's. Is Akatsuki's uppercut? I believe his has invulnerability too. I'd have to look at the actual cast list. I can't remember. Because almost everybody in the cast has a metered reversal. But meterless is much more rare. So you have characters that have moves that are kind of uppercut-ish, but they're not actually reversals, like Gordeau's Grim Reaper. That doesn't actually have invulnerability to it. Might have aerial invulnerability. Thank God we've already seen a Mika. I don't know if my my ears could handle a Mika mirror match. Alright, I'm ready to catch this headache. Phonon's light effects, man. I don't know if, for those of you that may not have seen my Phonon video, whatever they like that, the screen shaking and all the kind of like very bright light effects all of her whip hits do, it just gives me a progressively worse and worse headache. Sissy version of the combo didn't even go for the projectile. Ooh, got grid broken. That's bad. That's actually it's really bad to get grid broken. You lose complete access to your D button, so you can't assault anymore, you can't shield block anymore. Obviously you're gonna lose the grid race because you can't build any grid. It's really devastating in this game to get grid broken. But this doesn't surprise me in the least. It made Nanase a very good character in this version of the game, but she's still not really up there. She's very, I would say she's very solidly mid-tier. Oh man, that was actually a yellow throw. Why would you waste meter on that? Actually get the projectile version, yeah! But, ooh, that Mika though. Yeah, she has very... That her Oki is very, very strong. because she has a dash move that's basically, I wonder actually, I'm not sure what the frame data is on it, but it's not exactly the most reactable thing in the world. Because it starts from a dash and then she can go into either a low or a high. Like, honestly, I think that her projectiles were actually better. She might be top tier. Because I can't really think of anything major that's really holding her back from being in the upper echelon. And the only, like, significant weakness I would say she still has is her projectiles. They're bad. They have really bad hitboxes. And so because of that, they're very unreliable. Like, they're not even really that strong as Oki. You can disrespect them if you understand. Ooh, she dropped it. That was game winning. That's really bad to drop. Yeah, shouldn't have did that. Let me just okay, there's an Ori Hilda right there, so I'll go for that one instead. Because obviously I love my Ori. Oh, I do dig my Yuzuriha too. Waifus, man. Difficult. Although I do have to admit, if I had to sit, like, if one day I just had the capability to master one character, straight up, I don't have to spend any time training with them, I'll just wake up and be a god with them. I'd pick Yuzuriha over Ori. I think she'd be more enjoyable to play. Although I do think Ori is better in this game than Yuzu is. Yuzu, I think, was better in Unil, but in this version, they made Ori incredibly strong. Blocking by the Carmine. This is probably the most patient Carmine I've ever seen. That's a pity she jumped out of that. Well, it looks like the Carmine screwed up right there. Because, like, he didn't get a setup, he didn't even get a combo. We got nothing from that. He did get out of the corner, I guess, which is good in and of itself. I guess now he's probably he's gonna time her out. Ooh, he can't anymore. He's gonna die, and then time's gonna go out before. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be patient, but then he hit a button, got counter hit. Because I think he could have eaten the throw and been perfectly. Yeah, I think a throw would have taken him down below Yuzuriha's health. Would have been very close. Oh, I didn't actually really see what grid broke her there. Maybe she was airborne? Good blocks. I think that was negative though. I think she could have hit a button there. If she had whiff punished that, I don't know if she was actually able to hit a button on the way down. But if she had punished that, I would have lost my shit right then and there. Both of these players are very, very patient. I very much respect that. You don't see that too often in this game. Okay, that they may be getting a little bit too patient now. You shouldn't just sit there and let her do that. He's definitely gonna hit her out of it. He didn't even punish her, but the Yuzuriha was so scared that she didn't hit a button. Oh my god, I can't believe the round just ended like that. That was such a good bait, but now I'm questioning if it was even a real bait because we didn't punish it, and then Yuzuriha could have. Oh, That could have gone so differently on so many different levels. That was sick! Oh, dropped the combo though. Like, I'm losing my mind over here over the things that they're doing. The patience, the baits, all of it, and then they capitalize on literally none of it. I feel like almost every time she's gotten hit, it's because she tries to jump out of the pressure. Oh my god, this offense, that's disgusting! Good veil off. Better block! Oh, Yuzu, please! Girl, do this for me! Look at her grid! Look at her grid! Oh! Oh! Yuzu! Oh my god! You know what? I'm gonna end that right here because we're not getting better than that. Nothing, it's all downhill from here. Nothing's getting better than that. Taru Link, Eltnum 778, you two are godlike and you just gave me a beautiful match. Oh, that feels good.